Today, I'm gonna talk about street photography tips. Hey, what's up everyone? You good? This is Hyunmin Jung from HMJ Photography. Every week, I upload videos about photography and cameras in English, Japanese, and Korean. So please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I really need your support. Some of you may already know this, but I love street photography. In the streets, so many unpredictable things can happen, and when you can manage to capture that perfect moment, there is so much joy in it. It's really fun to walk around with your camera taking some pictures, but when you put some more thoughts into it, you can elevate your photography game and take even more interesting pictures. So today, I want to talk about some street photography tips that I find to be useful. First one, try slower shutter speeds. I believe that a lot of street photographers tend to like faster shutter speeds because you can really freeze and capture the moment. And to be honest, I'm kind of that way too. However, when you experiment with some slower shutter speeds, you can get some results that are very different and interesting. When the shutter speed is slow, motion blur comes in and you can see the movements of people. On the other hand, objects that don't move stays still. And you can see the contrast of movements. Also, because of the motion blur, most people in the photo will be unrecognizable. Yes, a lot of times, like when you can see their faces and their expressions, it's very nice and it can be very interesting too, but sometimes like just knowing and seeing the people's presence there can be enough and it could be very interesting. Something you want to be careful while shooting in slower shutter speeds is that it can become a very shaky photo. Ideally, it would be nice if you can use some tripods or something like that, but carrying and using tripods while snapping in the streets, I don't know about you, but I don't want to do that. So, try to keep your camera as steady as possible. Personally, I often use Ricoh GR3 or GR3X for my street photography, and they have image stabilization inside, so it helps me a lot. Second tip, wait. Just because you're taking pictures on the streets, it doesn't have to mean that you need to keep moving. Sometimes just waiting can be very rewarding. Let's say you find the perfect framing in a small alleyway. You can just take a photo and be happy. However, when you wait a little bit, magical things can happen. When I took this photo, I saw this alley and I thought it was very photogenic. However, I wanted more than just a photogenic alley, so I waited. And then this little kid showed up in my frame, so I took the picture. I personally think that this addition of this little boy made this photo much more interesting. Similar thing can be said in this photo. I found this interesting object and thought it would be nice if someone was in the middle, so I waited. And soon after, one guy just walked by and snap. So yes, sometimes just calmly wait for the perfect moment to happen. Third tip, don't be shy. I know that to some people that's very hard. I know because I'm that some people. But when you encourage yourself and press that shutter, it can be very rewarding. But always, don't be a dick and be respectful. Fourth tip, find a place where you can be confident. If you're just too shy to take pictures of people in the streets, put yourself in a place where you don't have to be shy. For example, somewhere high. Like this photo, when you snap from high above, you don't bother anybody and nobody bothers you. Or maybe something like this. When there's something that attracts a lot of people's attention, in this case, this huge rope, shimenawa, people will automatically think that you're taking a picture of that object. For me, what's more interesting in this photo is the people than this rope. However, they don't know that and they don't have to know. Lastly, some cameras can be a huge help when you take street photography. I personally mostly use these cameras for street photography. Ricoh GR3, Ricoh GR3X, and Leica M6. I like these cameras because they are small, their shutter sounds are quiet, and it doesn't attract too much attention. Well, that's it for today. I hope this video encouraged some of you to take some street photographies. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you very much, and until next time.